Story number 5. Loki, the Marvels, and our MCU update. Spoiler time.
Spoilers.
Every time. Oh, man. So, He Who Remains, the story at the end of time. I don't know, how did you wanna format this? Because we're gonna let's jump into Loki first, right? Or how did you wanna
Yeah.
format it? I don't know.
Yeah, let's jump into Loki real quick because I don't think you saw the Marvels. I had the opportunity to see it earlier, so
Mhm.
I can do that in more detail. First of all, did you like Loki? Did you enjoy it?
I respected the hell out of Loki. I really did. There were a lot of great things about it. Butt's coming, right? There were a lot of great things about it,
Bullet.
but after it was over, I sat down and looked at my plate and was like, "Wow, that was a good meal." So you really liked it. And I'm like, "This is Thai food. I actually came for barbecue. I don't know how this whole thing got mixed up. So this is something I did not want. Thank you very much." But it was fine for Thai food, right? How I feel after watching Loki. I'm like, I don't believe they. This is not what I wanted. But it's good, it's solid. I did my Tenet thing, I checked all the timey-wimey stuff from all my Doctor Who references, and I was like, "No, no, timelines, branches, oh, actually, inverting into a tree, the loom, temporal manifestations, duplication, it all works out." I just didn't want it.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I felt
I fell asleep.
I did fall asleep. I did a couple episodes, fast forward thing. It was like I have to watch this because I need to know what's going on, but it wasn't enjoying it. I will say this though, the last episode was a little bit more enjoyable, and there was pockets to your point that were pretty decent, and it really hinged on the acting, and that tells me that they, and in the nature of the story itself. Let's be honest, it really looped on itself, right? So at the end, so it was basically everything you saw up to that point really did not matter at all, right? And so that tells me that they could have done that in like a 2 hour movie and been done with it, right? Like just a special event, 2 hour movie, and it could have been done with because really we did 5 episodes. Nothing really changed and happened in those 5 episodes that mean anything. That meant anything.
Yeah, and you have the whole Loki moved as a character and all that, it's like, fine, but I spent season 1 Quantumania season 2, and then all that to say, "Hey, man, Loki has a heart, and he's gonna sit on this chair now and just hold his branches." Yeah. I'm like, "Alright, man." Artsy fartsy level, it's oh, that was really deep, and then the other level, it's just like, "Get the hell out of here with that."
We saw his arc, they highlighted me. The storytelling is very like spoon fed. If you watch the trailers at the beginning, you see him saying, "I am burdened with glorious purpose." So the
Yeah.
arrogant God has become more benevolent, accepting God, and that's really what the transformation was about, which I get. And look, fabulous performances, man. Tom Hiddleston did his job, man. He was excellent this last episode. Owen Wilson, awesome as Mobius and giving his perspective. And heck, Jonathan Majors, though there's some controversy with him right now. Still, as he who remains, fabulous performance. Every time he's on the screen, just gives it some more energy.
Yeah.
But beyond that, man, it was like empty calories. It's like, man, I didn't have to wait 6 hours for this.
Yeah, my if I wanna boil it down to one thing, I was like, I didn't care. It's and that this is why you're talking about falling asleep. He's gotta go save his friends, and I'm like, I can't stay invested because I don't think I you never sold me on the fact that these are friends of his. It's like they did that scene of zooming in on Owen Wilson's face as he's, like, about to cry, and I'm like, "What are you crying for? He's That's not your friend. You barely showed any emotion when you're leaving your kids for the rest of your life. What are you talking about?" And you never got to see him on the water with the I didn't even get that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
why
fantasy.
why is B-15 his friend? She was beating the hell out of him with that stick all the whole time, and then these aren't your friends, dog. Casey never liked you. He stole Infinity Stones probably. That's probably why he got his kleptomaniac thing. It's just come on, none of this you told they told and didn't show. That was the thing. Like, I cared when old Loki from season 1 showed his glorious purpose. I was like, "Okay, that guy's got glorious purpose." You remember he was doing the,
Yeah, I do.
right.
Yeah. Well, you see, they're setting up some stuff at the end of Loki. So now, just to get out the mechanics of it all, instead of just one sacred timeline, they now have all these infinite branches and they have to stay. The reason why they're staying in existence because Loki is making them, allowing them to stay. So now all these different variants can live. And that does set up what I'm going to talk about in the Marvels a little bit. But yeah, Loki, check it out. You want to check the box so you won't be confused. Great. But definitely not the greatest TV show as it could have been because they have a lot of promise from season one. So with that being said, tomorrow was Mr. Benja. Were you at all interested in seeing this at all?
Yes, because I wanted to see what they did with it. I also wanted to see how they if they came back. uh, I wanted to see what they did with the characters because they seem like innocent type of characters with no connection to anything, all of a sudden having a connection to something. So I wanted to see what they connected, but I wasn't terribly interested.
Yeah, me neither. But I'll be honest, y'all, I was pleasantly surprised, man. The little hint in the trailers of them switching, bodies when they use their powers worked really well in the movie where you see them fighting and switching out. It almost has such an energy. It was like a different kind of view of fighting style. So it's the same person there now, a new person has to use a different format to fight the bad guys. Right. So it was interesting. And then they would mess up and the bad guys would come with them sometimes. It was just very chaotic, but very interesting kind of format. And they
Yeah.
kept that going quite a while. So I thought that was interesting. They took some left turns in the storyline where yeah, did some weird things. They had a musical number in the middle, which was interesting, but they
Uh,
really kept the fun high. And the fact that it was only an hour and 45 minutes tells me that they really said, okay, let's just have a fun time and then do the business of what we need to get to the next step here later. But we're going to have a fun time overall. And I think they met that. But obviously, there's a lot of hate toward Captain Marvel, justifiably, be honest with you. And let's be honest, she's a nothing character. She's never been anything character in the comic books. No one really knows what she's about. The most interesting thing that ever happened to her was when Rogue took her powers, right? And that's so
yeah,
sad. So I would just say, but Kamala Khan, she turned out really well. If you watch the TV show,
yeah.
fabulous performance. Monica Rambeau, I think the actress is great. Character, not so much. But I see what they were doing. When you look at all three of them, when they're together, you have the brain, the brawn, and the heart. And that's what they each represented. And so when
Mhm.
I saw that, I said, okay, that kind of, because Monica Rambeau was a smart one. She figured out all different things. Obviously, Carol Danvers is the muscle. She's the most powerful Avenger. And Camila Khan is always hugging people and just so excited. And so that kind of worked. I think that theme worked. So overall, nothing special, spectacular. Now, spoiler alert. You've probably heard about this, Mr. Benja.
Is I don't only thing I don't want to spoil is the end credits.
Oh, okay. All right. So we won't talk about it. So let's just say there's a reason why there's multiple universes. They still go with the multiverse
Okay.
and they're starting to do some interesting things.
Alright, yeah.
And matter of fact, at the end, yeah, it was funny. My kids, we were watching this one guy when he saw the end credit, he's still up in his feet. He said, "Oh my God." We
Awesome.
tried to tell you. Yeah, I looked at him down there. I was like, I thought I was excited. He was just got
Alright, Imma check it out tomorrow then. That sounds